Hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Today we are on the Mon Ultimate once again. This time we're checking out some of the new 1.3 content. And we're starting off, we've got two 30-minute races this evening. The first of which is Barcelona. We're going to be doing an ELMS race here. I'm running in the unrestricted LMP2s. So I am. Let us switch on over. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are starting off. There we go. Oh dear. I'm so in trouble. I'm so dead. Yeah, accidentally finding Bailey there. Come out of the pits. But yes, we're starting off here at Barcelona. We've got an open, as you can tell, 30-minute qualifying session that also sort of acts as a practice qualifying. Practice qualifying. Then we have a 30-minute race. We're also doing a race around Silverstone National afterwards. We'll be in the hypercars. That has most classes, pretty much every class bar the restricted P2s. The race starts in the drive. I'll be driving the new Genesis around there, Silverstone National. Try and get these tires up to temperature. So yeah, Barcelona. Of course, we're running the new layout, the sort of revised reprofiled turn 10. And then no chicane between the final two corners, which is very nice. So the medium, lot high-speed corners, which this ELMS LMP2 absolutely adores. I do also want to say, sorry if the audio is a little bit scuffed. The new update, apparently, the game is much quieter. So I've been turning up audio settings. I think I might need to turn it up a little bit more. Feels a little bit quiet. Didn't feel quiet when we were off board. So yes, need to readjust audio settings. Haven't quite had the time for it. One thing by Barcelona is when the tyres get up to temperature and we really start pushing, they're going to get hot. We're going to sort of wear through the tyres quite quickly. But of course, we're going to have traffic throughout this session. Yes, so this qualifying session, if we want an actual good grip position, it's going to be all about just getting a clean lap in without any traffic. It's going to be difficult. We have 42 cars, so nearly a full grid. Fry's going to be very kind. And let's go there. As you can see, we have a bit of space in front of us, but trust me, the space that we have is not going to last long, especially when the next car is on an out lap. There we go, that's 3, but then we have a GT3. Go triangle around the outside. Got a little bit wider on the curb. Fortunately, cost us all the time that we had in the first sector. Yeah, we're definitely going to get compromised on this lap. Just by keeping the inside tire on the white line there. A little too hot into turn 4. Little bounce over the curbs. Oh, was I just over the white line there? Ah. It's a little hard to tell. So that has unfortunately invalidated this next lap as well. LMP3 going for a spin in front of us. Struggling with this turn 5 a bit. Right, try and get a good start on to this next flying lap. We have quite a few cars coming out of pit lane. That's a nice rejoin. Straight onto the racing line. Yeah, luckily we were observing the yellow flags there. Oh, I still wanted to dive bomb that BMW, but I just was not close enough. Right, we'll jump up the order there into P6. We have one more lap. But I don't think this lap's going to be any good with how it's starting. Mugging off the Lexus there. So, yeah, high tower word track, so we'll come back into the pits, put new tires on, and see how much worn the rear tires are in comparison. And we'll go for a second stint. Oh. Cold tires are cold. Anyway, this should be a gap that we can slot into and start trying to build up pace. Never mind. Got another PT. And now hopefully we can settle into this second stint. That was very in the way. It seemed like the P3 was trying to get out of the way, but just got in the way. Rear tire wear is very high. It's fixed setup, I should say. So, you know, default LMU setup. Ten and a half minutes left of the qualifying session. Still trying to get tires up to temperature. One thing I do have to say about the default setup is the brake pressure is a bit low. Some of the high-speed braking zones are just a bit longer than you think they'd be. Because you're not getting that peak brake force even when you are hitting the brake pedal to 100%. Apex in there somewhere. could have been braver through turn 9 there. Slight improvement back up to P10. We know we have much more time to find. Just didn't know if the Porsche was going to keep tight or let the car drift out there. Yeah, that lap was never going to be any better, so might as well wait, not be compromised, and not compromise the next lap. We'll have to take a lifter in the middle of turn 3, which isn't great. Looking into turn 4. Half a second up now. Rear tire's starting to slide around. Phil second up. Lost a little bit of time in the final sector, but we'll bump ourselves up to P4. Better run through turns 1 and 2 and turn 3. 3/10 up. Not the greatest of turn 10s, but we're going to find some traffic in the final sector. Looks like the traffic's going to be kind to us. Oh, but I just went over the white line, didn't I? I did. Oh, that's annoying. Could have been another 2/10. Could have been up to P3. Oh well. Final lap then, as we're about to run out of fuel. Oh, the curb just pushed us slightly wide, but enough of an improvement. Ooh. Locked the rears there. Wasn't expecting. It's just enough of an improvement to get up to P4, but 0.04 of a second off P3. Tight. I mean, if we didn't have to compromise for, was it the BMW out of turn 4? Would have had it. Would have had P3. But that's how these sessions go. You know, I'm sure plenty of other people had their laps compromised as well. So 16 P2s, 13 P3s, and 12 GT3s. A good split. Decent split. Slightly P2 favoured. But I'm not surprised. They are such fun cars. Oh, I didn't check the fuel. What lap times are we seeing? 128s, let's say 129s come the race. So 21 laps to be safe. 252 litres. It could very well, of course, like, you know, slow rolling start, traffic, heavier fuel and tyre wear. We very well could see just a 20 lap race rather than 21 laps. But put a bit of extra fuel in anyway, just in case fuel usage is a little bit higher than what the game is suggesting. Yeah, very tight there between third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Not too far back as well. Again, don't know, you know, how other people's laps went, how compromised they were, if they got a good clean lap in or not. So who knows what to expect. Of course, traffic will have an influence. And of course, tyre wear. You know, we did, what, 2 sort of 12-minute stints there, I would say. You know, and, you know, we've seen how the tyre wear, you know, was going. The rears were getting a little bit sketchy. Yeah, full 30 minutes. You know, full 30 minutes, you know, that's not even a full stint. That's, what, like 2/3 of a stint as we see by the fuel. Yeah, it's going to be something. Imagine doing a double stint around here with the tyres going as they were. Yeah, it would be something. That is for sure. Going to be starting on the outside for T1, gives us the inside for T2. Of course, we're going to have somewhat slightly cooled tyres. Not fully cooled, but not fully up to temperature tyres either. Sort of in the middle ground. Yeah, could be a bit tricky.
Formation lap has started.
Try and get some heat into the brakes. Help the tyres. Want some, you know, good bit of temperature for the first lap. See, the tyres are right down 1%. I wonder if 2x... No, the tyre wear is just realistic. The tyre wear is just that high around here. Or maybe it's a little bit aggressive or something off the start. All right, down 2% on that rear right. Might be this... brake dragging that I'm doing. Might be causing it. On to the pit limiter then. Waiting for green light. There it is. Not the greatest of starts. Really got squeezed onto the inside of that turn 2 apex curb, so thought I'd repay the favour on the exit. Ooh, understeer. Don't know why I'm getting so much understeer compared to everyone else in this opening lap. That's deep. Yeah, kind of what we've seen in the LMP3 and GT series we've been doing on Thursdays. Final round of that tomorrow, by the way. Just like on the colder tyres, struggling compared to other people around me. tight little lock up into turn 4. All 3 cars in front of us running an invalid lap last time around. It'll be interesting to see how the pace develops this race. If, you know, the lap times sort of come down as the fuel burns off, or if the tire wear is really going to kick in. That's deep. And the lap times start going up. Especially as we get further into the race, you know, the tires are only going to get hotter. Go see more thermal deg. Ooh. Rear just started to rotate there. Already getting into the back end of traffic. Gotta turn traction control up, just one click for that. Side by side through the first couple of corners in front. Been a bit of chaos. Kinda meant to dive up the inside of that Porsche, but in being a bit more cautious, ended up backing out unintentionally. Yeah, of course that McLaren's going to make things a little bit more awkward than they could have been. You know, could have just let themselves wash out a little bit wider, open the gap a little bit sooner. Make it a little bit easier to get through, but no. Had to hold the door shut. GT3 leader there. That's us past the entire GT3 field, but we'll catch them again this race. Oh, apparently slightly too wide at the final corner there. Oh, that looked like a lock of the rear brakes for the car in front. That allows us back into P4, where we started. Just under 70 minutes to go, but in this race that's still a long way. Still more than half the race, of course, with the traffic and the tyre wear. It's a considerable portion. A little bit scary there with the P3. Didn't know exactly what the speed difference would be through there. So got a bit of a gap till we catch the main LMP3s. But I think when we catch the P3s, I think we'll be also catching the GT3s again. So we'll have all three classes mixing together. Can see that front left up at 95 degrees now. Making that move into the final corner. Trying to lose as little time as possible. The car behind is slightly gaining on us. And it's not like the temperatures are too high. Well, we've got 22 ambient, 25 degrees track temp. You know, just had to back over the move on the P3 just in case I didn't see, mate. And then making sure not to dive bomb it on the P3 in front of them. Yeah, that's a bit costly for us. Very costly, maybe. That was very risky. Stupidly risky, to be honest. Look at the traffic in front. Got a little bit distracted by the 10 minutes remaining message and nearly locked up myself. Well, did have a little luck. If it wasn't for that, might have got P3. Look at the traffic here, the final corner for the cars in front. Hard to know where to put the car with this P3 passing the GT3. Like, we're kind of leaving a gap here, there, and everywhere. Not making it very obvious, you know, what way I should approach them. Fighting up ahead for P2. Oh, car stopped there. Give that P3 room to pass the GT3. Oh, and they've locked their rear brakes and slammed into the wall. I was being careful because I couldn't see any of the brake points, so I was like, just make sure I don't dive it into the P2 in front, and the P3 took the opportunity to just send it round the outside. Six minutes to go. One P3 to pass. And we're just half a second behind P2. There is the leading P3. I should say LMP3, not to confuse them with position 3, which we're in within our P2 class, LMP2 class. There goes stay to that left-hand side, fair enough. Closed up quite a bit, they're under braking. Both of us running wide on the exit of the final corner. 3 laps to go. Still feel like the car just sort of understeers on the exit, or in the second half of turn 5. Just stops rotating, it feels like. Big slide, trying to put the power down. I turned 13. At least I think it's 13. Or turn 12, sorry. Getting into the back end GT3 traffic. Ooh, P3's come for a moment. Or LMP3. Final lap then. Just was a bit cautious there. Wasn't sure if the second place in front of us was going to come back to the racing line there as they sort of started to swerve back to the right. If the BMW wasn't quite there, I mean, we wouldn't have an opportunity. But they were compromised by it, and we weren't. We maybe could have got them, but the finish line is like very close to the final corner. That's a fun race, I'll be honest. I was barely concentrating throughout all that. I was only sort of half focused throughout most of that race. Yeah, good fun. No big events. Yeah, no big mistakes. A couple of small ones in there. Ugh. But yeah, welcome Barcelona. It's definitely going to be difficult on tires. That is what the tires look like after a 30-minute race. Left-hand side's quite a bit of wear, yes. But the delta isn't too bad between them. But the right sides, the right front, yeah, that's fine. But the rear rights, you've got the best and the worst tire on the right side. That, it's going to get sketchy. Especially if you want to do a double stint. Yeah. Yeah. Gonna be sketchy. There's final results, the best lap times. But yeah, that was that. Yeah, good fun. Barcelona. It'll be an interesting track for sure. I mean, tire strategy going to be very interesting in longer races. There, traffic it can be very difficult to manage there, so it can be. So yeah, I think Barcelona will be an interesting one. Really, I'm looking forward to when we get the national layout. Another short layout. Another track variation. Um, that should be good to layouts. The full Barcelona circuit. It's not too long. But the national one should be a good wee short track added. Um, yeah, but that should be a um yeah, should be a fun track for LMU. Yeah, will be interesting, of course, to try hypercars around it. They'll be a bit different on it. Um, but yeah, we now have a little bit of a break before our second race, which, let me remind you, is at Silverstone National, the shortest track in Le Mans Ultimate now, after the update yesterday. It's, I mean, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 corners technically. Maybe 7 if you depending on how you count them. Um, yeah, very short. We have the hypercars, which we're going to be running in the hypercars with the new Genesis, giving that a try. But we've also got the ELMS LMP3s as well. They're actually quicker than the hypercars at Silverstone National, since there's not many acceleration zones for the hypercars to take advantage of. But quite a few, enough corners, especially cups, where the lightness and the downforce of the P2s, make them, help them gain quite a bit of time. So that should be interesting. Then we have the LMP3s as well as the GTEs and the GT3s. So yeah, lot of traffic. It's going to be very interesting. Again, it's going to be a 30-minute race. It's going to start dry, but then maybe about halfway through the race, there's going to be a sudden storm appear in the race. Yeah, so it's going to be a very interesting race. A lot of chaos, rain, multiclass, shortest track in LMU. Yeah, it's it's going to be a special one. I'll be back in just under, probably about 3 minutes for that race. Till then, stick around. Yeah, you won't want to miss it. Again, 30-minute qualifying practice beforehand before we get into the 30-minute race. So if you want to come back for the race, it will be in about 35 minutes. Yeah, back shortly. So, we are just loading into Silverstone now. Silverstone National, here we go. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to it though. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Um yeah, 2.6 kilometers. 6 turns. And 2.5 straights, you could say. Yeah, and we're going to have rain in the race, remember? Me and Tars put in 50% fuel. Oh, cold tires once again. In the new Genesis, of course, it's same chassis as the Alpine, so it is fairly similar. I'm surprised all 4 of my tires are 100% after that slide. Yeah, cool tires, very slippery. Track's a bit warmer than what we had at Barcelona. But yeah, we're going to see some very short lap times around here. 48 seconds in the hypercars, 47 seconds in the LMP3s. I mean, maybe we'll see a little bit quicker. Already having a little bit of a race in this qualifying practice. Of course, we're going to find plenty of times as the tires come up to temperature. I'm going to go round the outside of that LMP3. I get boxed in between a hypercar that's gone off and the GT3 there. This track is so busy. I can't remember. I think it might be 44 signed up for the second race. A full grade. So that is more than 10 cars per kilometer. Or sorry, more than 20? Nearly 20 cars per kilometer. Thank you so much to that BMW that just stopped on the Wellington Straight. Yeah, that should have been into provisional pole. Unfortunately, a BMW had other ideas. Glick very kindly gets out of our way. We are going to get into the 47s. Only got into the 48s in the bit of practice I did. Of course, unfortunately, we can't see in the standings what time the P2s are doing. That's what cool tires looks like. Look at the mini-map. Good thing I didn't fully commit to that move. Come on. I tried to sneak up the inside, then he tried to shut the door. I've been bidding for pole position. Hopefully we can get another clean lap in to improve on our time. An improvement, but not enough to retake pole position. Some even quicker times coming in now. And look, there's the time to challenge for pole position. We only have one hypercar in front of us. And that's unfortunately just going to be the difference between taking pole position and not. .86. I need to change the fuel ratio to 0.87. It's like 0.9. It's much higher than that by default. I think the Aston had a big slide going into Cup's corner there. We've got a clear start to this lap. Oh, a little front right lock up into Beckett's. Yeah, it's not going to be this lap, unfortunately. Oh, look at that time. Yeah, I don't think we're beating that time. Track is so busy. 13 minutes left of this qualifying practice. Well, that was a move. I have no idea what happened there. That was silly, though. Bit of a wheel bang there. Had a good run through Copse Corner that lap. You know, we've needed a whole lap to come together, of course, to have a chance. On for a personal best. Got a gap in front of us. It's not going to be pole position, but we'll pass a little further in front of the others. And another improvement. That's awkward. I've just noticed there's 2 people have done identical times behind us. Not just 1 pair, but 2 pairs of them. 4th and 5th, as well as 6th and 7th. Hi. How have you done this in this session? Like, okay, yeah, I get it's a short track, but with all this traffic? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. This is going to be an interesting Wellington Straight. Look how many cars are on it. Excuse me? Where's that Ford going? Yeah, that was something. So we've got, what, 4 laps left of energy? Nice lockup. I think was like an identical time. If we didn't have the lockup, I think we would have actually have improved on that lap. I'll be generous, I'll not dive bomb the Porsche. That would have been a very, 50-50 move. That was not the line. Just gotta practice pit entry here. No, that's not how you enter pit lane. Well, that's how you practice. This is gonna be a manic race. Oh, we've been pipped for... No, not pole position because there's an LMP3 at the front, but only one LMP3 is beating us. It should be a very interesting race. I believe, even though a P2 has the pole position time, the fastest time in qualifying here, I believe the hypercars will still start in front. I might be wrong in that, though. Oh, that is madness. I am. The game is a bit quiet, so... I'm actually going to turn this down here and turn this up. Yeah, okay, that's sounding a bit louder. Let me just go on board with someone. Yeah, that sounds better. Right, car setup. How many laps? Should look down the grid. How many people do we have? We do have 44. Looks like maybe only 42 have turned up. 12 GT3s, 6 GTEs, 15 hypercars, 5 LMP3s, and 6 LMP2s. It's going to be very interesting. Going to be very interesting indeed. As the pit siren is constantly going off. We could see a whopping 39 laps. I don't think we'll see 39 laps. Oh, I want to... Yeah, see, the fuel ratio, 0.1 over where I wanted it to be. That's a bit of a nice bit of excess fuel. You can see the weather there on the top, right? The storm. Per P2s, I've now got 15 hypercars in front of them. Well, the leader does, at least, despite having out-qualified all of them. How much fuel? We'll put in 60. That should get us to the end. This is going to be interesting. So it is. We're on the front row. So we are. Yeah, with the rain, we won't even see 38 or 39 laps, and the traffic. Yeah, this race, it's gonna be carnage. It's gonna be something. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's this race. Oh boy. Here we go.
Formation lap has started.
Oh, I forgot to put new tires on. Oh well. Oh well. And, you know, changing the fuel ratio, the sound, and the fuel itself. I forgot. Oh, tires. New tires. Yeah, so if we struggle for grip, we know why. But, yeah, there's plenty of other factors in how this race is going to go for us. Waiting for the green.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah, I hate Silverstone because if you're on the outside, you just lose a position. Not through any fault of your own, just because, well, you're in an even-numbered position. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think that's just racing incident. I maybe could have given a little bit more space. They could have held a little bit tighter. Funny enough, that's the same person we had an incident with at Sebring a couple, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. On lap 1. Good to see you, Dave. You join us at the perfect time. If you can see on the left-hand side of on the mini-map, we have plenty of cars. 42 cars to be precise. For this, around this wonderful 2.6 kilometer circuit. You've just been in VC with Tyler. Yeah, I'm sure he's told you all about the carnage that we're going to have today. You'll also notice towards the bottom left, I forgot to put new tyres on for this race. He was screaming. Yes, there's going to be plenty of screaming moments coming up. And there were certainly plenty in qualifying itself. I think the game just said our fuel ratio. Or not, battery. I don't know why this is defaulting to fuel now instead of virtual energy. Yeah, so these tires are 30 laps old, I should say. From the qualifying session, so I do not expect to be able to keep up with the leader. Not until we hit traffic. Oh, would you look at that, the leaders hit traffic. Pick away, anyway. Try and get through the traffic. And it's only going to get worse in the second half of the race. So you were saying, oh, big incident in the mirror. So we were saying about screaming. Yeah. Oh dear. This is not going to be fun. Was not too keen on what that Porsche was doing. I don't think they were like intentionally blocking us there. I think they were sort of looking to attack the Ferrari in front of them. But it just made things extra awkward for me. Oh boy. We're only 6 minutes into this race. Or should I say a fifth of the way through the race. Yeah, that was awkward. Definitely being hunted down by the hypercar behind us with their new tires. Imagine having new tires in this economy. Things are gonna calm down a little bit now that we're past the GT3s. That was pretty deep. We're starting to catch up to some hypercars that we're going to lap. Oh, there's the rain. And by the way, I did intend to put the wipers on fast, but I didn't quite get second press in. There we go. Pitting might have been a good idea to get out of traffic. Sending it on that Mercedes. Got a Hyundai in front of us. Got absolutely sent them. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I could do there. My frame rate started dipping. I'm like, oh, I need to back out of this. And then the car behind me just hit me, and it's like, oh, well, now I'm not stopping. More cars diving into pit lane as track is now damp. I give that BMW enough frame. Let's come into the pits. Tires are probably damaged enough. Yeah, no, it's slightly wet, so yeah, that was the right time to pit. Ooh, stop-go penalty for someone. Grip it, T1. Non-existent. Visibility into Beckett's. Barely existent itself. that BMW want to take any wider of a line? Some room, please. There goes second place to serve their penalty. Thank you, Aston, for leaving space there. Good awareness from them, really appreciate it. Not a bad I'm to press. A little bit of a lock up there. Woodcott is normally not much of a corner. It's becoming a bit of a corner in these conditions. Oh, that's the leader. The track, very wet. I imagine it's going to become extremely wet in the near future, although the rain is only light at this stage. Oh. What? I did not expect that BMW to brake it so early. I'm sorry. So unfortunately, that takes us out of the lead. But I was looking for my braking zone, and then I think the BMW came a little further away from the racing line, and then just started braking, and I wasn't expecting it. Oh well. Watch the rejoin. Just under 9 minutes left in this race. It's felt like a very long race. Rain has stopped. We're closing in on the car in front. Of course, pace is highly dependent on traffic. And moments just like that one. I don't know why I can hear fireworks outside my house. We still have an outside chance of a victory here. Car moving around under braking for Beckett's. Lot of traffic here. Oh, I didn't mean to dive there, but just the difference in where we braked meant that it was happening. Couldn't back out of it. Just had to make sure, do whatever I could to make it, to make sure it didn't end up worse than it should have. Track is drying out and getting quicker. That's a very early braking point from the Aston. I don't know if it was intentional to let us through easier or if that's just where that person's braking. Leader is in that spray in front of us right now. It's like, it's so like 50-50 on that move, and it's like, I wasn't intending on making it, but it's like, okay, actually, maybe I can get to the inside here. Then they started to take a tight line, and it's like, oh crap, this isn't gonna work. Just starts sliding there in the braking zone. Oh, that LMP3 was not paying attention. I don't think they realized that two cars were passing them as they were coming across the track. Final lap of the race now. It's been something of a race. That's for sure. And there we go, that's the end of what's been a very crazy race. Oh boy. I don't know what to say about that race. I mean, yeah, it was so tough to judge the differences between the cars in the braking for that field, especially. It's like I felt very confident on the brakes. I don't know if other cars just weren't. I don't know if other cars were just lacking confidence, or if that's really the limit of what they could do. Oh, that race was crazy. So it was. Oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. Highest LMP2 got up to 4th place. They were just over 30 seconds off the lead. Fastest lap went to 6th place there. Aaron Hill, he was leading for the first portion of the race. I mean, that race could have gone many ways. Many ways. I don't think it's fair to say, oh, if this happened or that happened. Many things happened. Yeah. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was so much fun. That wasn't about serious racing, wasn't about serious battles. That's just having fun, bit of a meme race, and yeah, it was fun. Loved that. Absolutely loved that. But yeah, that's going to do it for that stream. Oh boy, that was a lot. That was good fun. We'll be back tomorrow with a bit more actual, bit more serious racing. Our final round of the LMP3 versus GTE Championship. We're heading to Paul Ricard for the final round. Can we have a clean race? We haven't had one since Sebring in the first half of the series. Yeah, here's hoping can maybe get one final podium for the series, if not at least a top 5. That would be good. Yeah. That was crazy. That was crazy indeed. So yeah, back tomorrow. And then yeah, that'll be our 2 sort of series that we've had for the last 6 weeks now. The Master Multiclass on Tuesdays and the LMP3 versus GTEs done. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of a break. I think I might do some different streams. Maybe some LMU next season. Maybe not any ESL Corsa. Maybe not be doing any ESL Corsa. Maybe try and bring back Beam in some fashion. I've got an idea too. But yeah. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Dave, for popping in for a bit. Thank you to those that lurked. And if you're watching VOD back, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you next time whenever that ends up being. Hope tomorrow. If not tomorrow, have a good week. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you next time whenever that is after tomorrow. But yeah, until tomorrow, take care. Have a good rest of your evening. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.